realised that there might be something wrong with Kingsley when I was observing him in my mother's group. Initially I wasn't worried, I just thought he was a bit more quiet and less outgoing. But after a while, probably a year, I noticed that he wasn't really meeting the same milestones that the other children were meeting. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know what the developmental milestones were and when they were supposed to occur.
Kingsley was developing and showing some milestones that are what you call typical up to about 12 months. Maybe 6 months later, Kingsley seemed to lose the ability to do some of those things.
He started to speak some word when he was 1.5, and he started walking when he was 1. So he does quite well as like other children. When Daniel was 3, he didn't speak at all, so we worry about him.
First we actually thought Bailey was deaf because we'd call Bailey's name and he wouldn't look at you, he wouldn't even let on.
Bailey never made a sound when he was born. He was like silent. He didn't sleep for 17 to 18 hours after he was born. They couldn't get him to feed. He was really alert. He didn't want to be held. It was like, put me back in my little bassinet and leave me be. Noticed that he watched a lot of movement in rooms, like a fan moving, and he would just stare at it, or he would watch the television and almost not blink. He wasn't interacting. There was the real lack of eye contact.
Maybe 10 months old, and he laughed for 2 hours, like excessively. In hindsight, that was probably abnormal and had something to do with that there was already something different about him.
Probably around, somewhere around 4 months, probably started noticing different little subtle differences to other kids.
There's a problem here with his sleeping, there's a problem here with his feeding, but the rest of the time he was a happy baby. Leave him alone, he was happy. So you sort of juggle with that, is there something wrong or is it just me?